I just got two very special new jumping spiders. Let's meet them in this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to Spooderpods. I am David and today I am doing an introduction video for yet more jumping spiders. Two species I have been very interested in keeping popped up at once and I couldn't help but do an order from Jumping Spiders Web, and to be honest that is where I get most of my jumping spiders from here in the UK. I really like them and they really do have a good service, so do check them out. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in doing it. Not sponsored in any way, but I just really like them. Now, as you probably know, getting jumping spiders can be addictive. You start with one and then you end up with loads, and I was not in any way planning on getting any more jumping spiders, especially as I recently just got a different pair of really cool jumping spiders of different species. But these two species have been ones I've wanted to keep for so long, and I think you're going to agree when you see the footage of them how beautiful and how cool they are. In this video I'm going to just do rolling the whole introduction. There's not be any unboxing or anything. I'm just going to talk about their enclosures, show you lots of footage of the lovely guys and talk about their species a little bit. The first new jumping spider I picked up is a Philippus nikites. Now this is something I've seen pop up a few times, but I've always kind of missed out. I've been too slow, it hasn't been the right time. And the Philippus nikites is a beautiful species of jumping spider. They come from a slightly more arid environment, so you do need to keep them a little bit on the drier side, but the colorations on these guys, they have loads of beautiful yellows, oranges. Their pedipalps are generally very yellow, and while males and females can differ and you've obviously got different variations between individuals, I think they're an incredibly beautiful species of jumping spider, as you can probably see from the photo I put up right here. So when it popped up I had to pick one up, so we decided to name our Philippus nikites Nikki. Not very imaginative, but as I said, there's so many spiders now it's hard to keep track of them all. And Nikki is a 10mm unsexed juvenile, so we're not sure whether she's been male or female. I'm saying she because she looks like a female to me, I'm just guessing at this point. And for Nikki's enclosure I went with one of the smaller tarantula cribs coffin enclosures, and I went for a yellow backed one, glittery yellow, because I had one spare, and I thought that would be perfect because they are a slightly smaller species and it fits the colour theme beautifully. Kitting out the enclosure I went for the usual bioactive substrate, which means a layer of substrate and springtails in there to clean up any mess and keep any mould growth under control. That was the very first thing, just getting that all set up. Once that had settled down a little bit, then I did my enclosure decorations. I started off with a fake plant I got from IKEA, a yellow themed again. I then popped in a little yellow duck and a little Kodama spirit, which I actually saw on my store, so I took it out of my stock because I really like these little elements. So you want to check out my store, again link down in the description. Pop these bits, then I thought about the arboreal elements and I went for a nice simple setup. Just a simple orange spider hide and then a nice yellow platform. I'm thinking of adding something else in there because I feel like it needs another arboreal element to it, maybe a small feeding dish or shelf, but for now, so far, not a spoiler, but Nikki's been doing fine in there. Plenty of leaves to hide in, a dedicated hide and lots of fun things to do in there. I've taken over with the sort of rehousing process because I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit more confident with it, and Nikki was quite an easy one to get out. So basically all I did is I very gently unravelled her little container and then very lightly poked her in the bum to get her to encourage her to move. And I'm talking about the lightest touch. I'm not even putting any, it's literally just touching her bristles rather than her actual abdomen, and that encouraged her to get off, and she just hopped onto a leaf and was very happy. Now the very first thing she did is hide under a leaf and go into the shade and shadow, so it made it a bit more difficult to get footage, but that's where she felt more comfortable. After a while I popped her in the sunlight because we've got a nice sunny day today, and she was out and she was straight into that sun and basking, and you can just see those beautiful colorations. Oh, what a pretty jumping spider. And Nikki settled in well. Most of my jumping spiders tend to settle in well because I've got so much experience of it now, and she hasn't had her first meal yet but is exploring her enclosure right now. That's why I keep glancing off. I'm peeking at what she's up to. I'm hoping she's going to continue to settle well, and again you'll probably see more footage or maybe a guide on her in the future. My second jumping spider that I've been really wanting is a Fidipus adambratus, and this is a slightly larger species. They can get almost as big as a Fidipus regius, and they also have a lovely orange coloration. You'll notice with a lot of jumping spiders, a lot of the subspecies or in the same family will have this orange abdomen, but the difference about these guys is they have stripes. They're a lot more white and they're almost more fluffy looking. Even their pedipalps and the bits near their fangs are a lot fluffier, a lot more fur, kind of like a Helios didari. So this is something that really appealed to me, just that different look from them. And also Another interesting species trait is they skitter around. They have like the strobe light movement that some jumping spiders do, and I found that really interesting, which is why this little guy appealed to me. So I decided to name this little guy Skitters, purely due to the way that they move and just the way they've behaved so far. So I'll talk a bit more about them in a second, but for their enclosure, I went for another coughing crib, but a slightly larger one, because this species is a little bit larger, and it was like one of the Tarantula cat special ones with little bats, because it's lovely gothic themed. This one I went fully bioactive, so I had my drainage layer, I had all my other bits and pieces there to make sure that I could put a plant, and I went for a plug plant, which I also got from Jumping Spider's web, because they're just so much easier to pop in these things. The plug plant I went for was a Fittonia, which is a very easy one, and this one's just a green themed one rather than the other colorations you can get. So I got that all set up, got my springtails in there, got my little plug plant in there, and then let that settle for a little bit just to regulate the humidity and make sure everything was okay. Ground decoration wise, I went incredibly simple. I just got a couple of skulls again on my store and popped them at the bottom, because some ground decoration is useful, but you don't need loads of it. I just like to have a little theme. Then for arboreal elements, I went for a hide, I went for a cloud, and I went for a nice green platform, just to give Skitters some places to hide under, to web up near, form a web hammock, or generally just sit on and bask. Now Skitters was an interesting one getting into the enclosure, and Skitters is a confirmed male as well, by the way, and there's no dubiousness about that. It's a sub-adult male, so it's probably got one molt and then he'll be an adult size. So Skitters was quite fun. So with Skitters, I unwrapped it as usual, sort of got him ready, and then he was super active. He was ready. His little pedipalps, his little feet were wiggling, so I was like, oh, quick. So I turned it around, popped him in the enclosure, and he was jumped straight out and went in. The interesting bit, I'm sorry the sun's got in, so the lighting may have changed, apologies for anyone there, is he just decided to go and hide on the ground level underneath the plant. I was like, that's the first time I've seen a spider do that when they first come out. So he went into the ground level and hid under the plant. So getting footage was interesting. I waited a little while, and then he started getting more confident. He was probably just a bit scared, and he started exploring. Again, I put him on the windowsill to use the sun to encourage him out, and then he was straight out and exploring. He does tend to be gravitating towards the bottom of his enclosure for now, which I want to keep an eye on, but I've seen him go up, and it is still very early days for him, because literally I'm filming this in the first couple of days of getting them. And yeah, I just love Skitters' movement, the way he skitters around his enclosure, the little jerky movements, the curiosity he shows as well. He just loves peeking. He sees any movement and he's always watching you, wondering what you're going to do. Whether that's fear at this point or just like what you're up to, I don't know. But so far, so good. And as usual, any updates and guides will come later. So there you have it, there's my 2 new jumping spider species. I think I'm going to do a video on the more exotic jumping spider species and some of their husbandry coming up, as well as individual guides. If you're interested in watching more content like this on my channel, please do like the video, comment, subscribe, it all does help. Check out my shop if you want to and you want some cheap decor items in the UK, it all helps. But in the meantime, if you have any comments, love to hear from you. In the meantime, have a lovely day from me, Skitters and Nikki.